Hey everybody, welcome back to Barbecue Right. On today's episode, I'm going to start off asking you a question. What is the #1 side dish for Thanksgiving dinner? You're right, mashed potatoes. So on this episode, I'm going to teach you how to make just a plain basic mashed potato. Okay? We're not going to throw a bunch of stuff in it, no special herbs, spices. We're not going to throw sour cream or cream cheese or anything at it whatsoever. Plain basic mashed potato. Actually, if you ask the average person, that's what they would prefer anyway, is a basic mashed potato. So, to make your basic mashed potato, you got to start off with the proper potato. We're talking Yukon Golds. These old boys right here, this yellow potato. This thing is going to make your mashed potato so creamy like you just would not believe. Now, the ingredients to this that we add to it, very simple. Red top milk, the red top, okay? It's got the most fat in it, got the most flavor. Okay, to that we're also going to be adding real butter, stick butter, not that stuff from the tub. Leave that stuff out of it. Our seasonings are very simple. We're going to use salt and pepper. I happen to like a lot of pepper, so we're going to use a lot of pepper. So that's all there is to making a good basic mashed potato. So I'd like to ask you, if you like what you see here today, to subscribe to the channel and like and share the content and ding the bell. After you ding the bell, click all. Now what that's going to do, every time we put up some brand new material on YouTube or YouTube Shorts, you're going to get notified so you won't miss a thing. We're also on social media. You can find us on Facebook at Barbecue Riot, and we're also on Instagram and TikTok. So I tell you what, man, let's go ahead and quit the yapping and let's start making some good mashed potatoes. Giddy up. So to start the potato, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can either take a paring knife and just take the jacket off of it that way, or you can do what I prefer, just take a potato peeler. You can like peel carrots with this as well, and just go down through there, and as you can see, that is much faster, much cleaner, and you lose less potato. So this is the method we're going to do. I've got about 4 pounds of Yukon Gold, so I'm just going to sit here and peel potatoes for a few minutes. So now it's time to cut the potato. All you want to do, just take a sharp knife. Now listen, be careful because a potato tends to stick to the knife, and don't cut it yourself. So basically you just want to cut it in half, okay? Lay it on the flat side, cut that in half, cut that in half, square them up, then just go down. You want to try to make these uniform in size. You really want these to cook at the same rate. But that's all there is to cutting a potato. Alright, so the next step now is to cook your potato, okay? You want to boil it. So you want to get yourself a big pot. You want to cover it in water, okay? Now here's where a lot of people go wrong. You do not want to put hot water in your potatoes. You want to start with cold water and then put it on high heat. The reason is because if you add hot water to this, or you get your water boiling and then throw your potatoes in, they're not going to cook evenly. The outside of the potato is going to be done, but the inside's not. So you want to cook this on a high heat. We're going to throw a little bit of salt in there. Once this starts to boil, you'll only want to cook them for about 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll check them with the fork to see if they're tender. Alright, so our potatoes have been boiling about 15 minutes. I've already checked them, they're fork tender. So go ahead and remove them from the heat, and we'll strain them. And then after we strain them, we're going to put them back on low heat. Switch this to low, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. Now you put your potatoes back on, there's still excess water in the potato and in the pot just a little bit. So you just want to try to get rid of all the excess. You do not want water in your mashed potatoes. That's what we're trying to avoid. So you don't have to do this like really long, but you'll try not to break up the potato. You don't want those starches spewing out. So now's the fun part of the show. We get to run a power tool. Hey, no, wait a minute. You do not want to be using anything electronical to mash these potatoes. No food processor, nothing like that. You don't want a blender, nothing. What's going to happen, you stick this in there and you start mixing those about, the starch is going to go everywhere, and the more you mix, the more they get to be like glue. So stay away from this thing. Instead, use this. This is a potato masher. Get a good one. You could also get a potato ricer. This is a potato masher. So what we have here, we have 1 cup of milk and a stick and a half of butter. I cube the butter up, put it up in this, put it in the microwave to warm everything up. You don't want to be adding cool milk, cool butter to hot potatoes. So let's go ahead and start pouring this in. Don't add it all at one time. Alright, just do a little bit and we'll get the smashing. Stick this rascal down in there. Now this takes a little bit of effort. Don't think you're just going to look at it and boom, there it is. Now even though you're doing this, you also don't want to over mash potato doing handheld style either. Alright? You really don't want those starches going all over the place. So add a little more. And these rascals are really going to get creamy on you. I'm telling you that right now. So just keep mashing. Let's go ahead and add the rest. Now I'll tell you, I like a whole lot of butter in my mashed potatoes. I like them swimming in butter. Even after I'm done with them, I put more butter in them. On top. I just throw in a little bit of salt and pepper. You could have done this at the start. I'm using kosher salt and coarse ground black pepper. I really like black pepper. So I'm going to add more than what the average bear would. Then just go in and just stir it. Be easy with it. Like I say, you don't want to over mash things. Alright, so this is just about done. We're going to plate this up. We're going to give it a taste test. Let's go ahead and garnish these babies up. I'm going to throw in 3 more pats of butter. Like I say, man, this guy digs some butter. So we'll throw those on there. We've got some curly leaf parsley. I'm going to give a little bit of color. A little bit of color pop on that color wheel. Tell you what, man, let's go in for the kill. Tell me how good those babies look. That's what I'm talking about. Next time it's your turn to do mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving, do these guys. Let's hit it up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Right, going to give it to you, and they just did. These are delectable. They are so creamy. You can taste the kosher salt in it. It's perfect. Got these little pats of butter that's melting on top. You could just swim those all around up in there, man. Got a nice little color pop from the curly parsley. This is delectable. Listen, don't ever be afraid of making mashed potatoes. You can do this. This is extremely simple. This whole process took an hour, maybe a little bit more. So listen, I want to thank all y'all for tuning in, watching the show. Keep supporting the channel like you always do. Can't wait till I see y'all next time. Giddy up.